Hi, I'm Archie Rippin. Welcome to ClearCashTemplates. Most finance tools try to do everything and end up making things far more complicated than they need to be. These templates that I've created take a different approach. Each one is built to do exactly what it says, clearly and reliably, so you can track your money without distraction or needless administration. Some of the templates I've seen on Etsy have 32 tabs. I took it upon myself to keep the functionality of those silly, long-winded templates that people are thinking they're receiving good value for money from in just two tabs on Excel. I think the issue is, or it's part of the human brain, that we think by paying, we're receiving more. However, for something like money, which is naturally confusing, you want something as simple yet intuitive as possible. So anyway, let's jump straight into this tutorial on how to use your paycheck budget tracker. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start by entering your income. We'll do this on the budget input. Everything we do in terms of what we edit is all done on a single tab called the budget input. The budget input feeds the dashboard. You do not have to touch the dashboard ever. It's a summary. It draws all of the data from the budget input. So really, the dashboard is just to summarize the information that's being inputted. Anyway, before we reach the dashboard, once you've entered your income, you're going to set categories and you're going to itemize the things that you spend in one calendar month. Initially, I want you to keep the placeholder example that exists within budget input. I believe this will hopefully keep it intuitive for you. And I've purposefully not protected any of the cells. For some of you Excel whizzes out there that are already familiar with Microsoft Excel and the formulas that exist within it, I wanted to keep it open source for you guys. And not monetize anything, say, that will be however much for me to edit your sheet, or possibly I might not even do that at all. Maybe I might just say it's an open inbox, send me your spreadsheet. However, due to the volume, I didn't necessarily want that to be a case, so I've kept it all open. The budget input is open. However, for the people unfamiliar with Excel, if you crash the spreadsheet, by crash I mean break, you can obviously re-download the spreadsheet from the link that I sent you at the point of purchase as many times as you want. There is no real way to break this product. You can just re-download it. And obviously you can review this video again or just read the instructions on the first page of the spreadsheet. Okay, what we're going to do in step 3 is enter the planned and actual amounts of these items that you've already entered in step 2. And then step 4, we're going to review the dashboard and see what actually is being told to us about our money. So the first thing you're going to do is enter your monthly take-home pay within this cell. This will then be followed by, like I said, we're not going to delete these categories or descriptions for now. We're just going to change their planned amount, and then at the end of the month, or maybe you're doing this for the previous month, you can put in what you actually spent. So if there is no net difference, i.e. the actual and planned is exactly the same, a grey box with 0 will appear. If you've overspent from your planned amount, the cell will be red and it will show by how much. If it's green, for example, that will mean that your planned or forecasted spending was actually under your or over your actual. So you've spent less than you planned. which obviously can be good for things like maybe personal care or subscriptions. However, for rent and mortgage, that could possibly be an alarm bell. So green doesn't necessarily always mean good. Remember to review it by category. Okay, so if ever you want to delete a row, let's say you've entered all the way up to gym membership, and a gym membership isn't something you've got because it's not for everyone, you can right click and delete that row. If you want to add a row, you can click insert, and we'll take this, we'll highlight the whole row, well not the whole row, but the rows within the table, and we'll drag that down and it will just duplicate it. And you can change this to whatever you want, and we'll just renumber these columns again by highlighting, and we'll drag this small square in the bottom of the highlighted cells down, and it will redo all of our numbers for us. So I'll just undo all of that. Okay, so now let's check out the dashboard. Okay, so all of the dashboard, like I said, is formula driven. There is no input required. All of this information is drawn from the inputs sheet. So this will show your total income, total plan, total actual, remaining, and spent. Here we can see that we've only spent 80.1% of our total monthly income, which has left us with £518. That's great. Maybe we could put that into our savings. Maybe we could put it into personal care. We could go on a nice holiday. Or maybe we could pay off some of our debts. Whatever it is, this box here gives us a breakdown of where our money is at the end of the month in terms of deficit, or maybe we've got more left over. Down below, we'll be able to see our distribution of money. We've got housing, which is the largest, which for many of us it is. What I really like about the pie chart though is that it makes things incredibly obvious. For example, if entertainment was far larger than housing, that might be great if we've got a cheap rent. However, it might suggest that for things that are essentials like housing, utilities, food, and paying off debts, we might want to reprioritize some of these. So remember, that was just an example, but maybe let's say subscriptions. If subscriptions was substantially larger than debt payment, for example, you might want to be reconsidering things. And then we've got planned versus actual. This compares our forecast versus what we actually spent in a bar chart. For the columns which are level, that shows that we're bang on with we're spending what we're forecasting. And then for others like food and groceries, you can see here that we've overspent possibly in this month, or maybe our forecast was too little. Whatever it is, context dependent. I'd just like to say as well that not only thank you very much for your purchase, and I really hope you enjoy our products and helps you manage your money with a lot more clarity and confidence, but not only that, 10% of your purchase has been donated to Magic Breakfast, which is a charity that really resonates with us. It provides free school meals, school breakfast I should say, for children in the UK. So anyway, thank you very much. This is ClearCashTemplates. If there's any questions, please leave us a message in the comments or send us an email or respond to us on Etsy. There are many ways you can reach out to us and we'll respond within 24 hours. Thank you very much.